Have you ever met someone and instantly thought to yourself, what is happening to me right now? You can't stop staring, you catch yourself fantasizing about them. That's magnetic attraction. It's that primal physical and energetic pull towards someone that you just can't explain. And spoiler alert, it's not always mutual. Astrology can actually show you where this type of chemistry comes from. So if you want to learn a super simple but surprisingly powerful technique for spotting magnetic attraction between two charts, then this video is for you. You only need the moon signs for this technique, so you don't need any fancy astrology software or advanced astrological knowledge in order to learn this method. You only need to know your moon sign and theirs. Here's what we're going to explore in this video. 1, what this type of attraction actually means and how it shows up in real life. 2, how to find out who feels magnetically drawn to you. 3, who you might be magnetically drawn to. And finally, a few fun celebrity examples because we love a little Hollywood astrology. This isn't the only way to spot strong attraction between two charts. There are so many layers to relationship astrology. So if you're interested in compatibility, in soulmate indicators, in solving those "why am I so obsessed with this person" type of astro mysteries, then make sure you hit subscribe because we're just getting started. Before we jump in, just a few quick disclaimers. First, relationships are complex and so are people. There is no single technique that can explain everything about why two people click or don't. This method is just one fun and fascinating piece of the bigger compatibility puzzle. Second disclaimer, this method highlights a specific kind of attraction, the magnetic, can't stop thinking about them energy, not necessarily emotional depth or long-term harmony. And third disclaimer, I personally use the tropical zodiac. However, different astrologers, both Vedic and Western astrologers, use different systems. Some use sidereal, some use tropical, some use completely different systems. And honestly, the jury is still out on that one. So my advice is to use whatever system feels intuitively, authentically aligned with you at this time. Alright, so let's talk about why this technique works and why it's all about the moons. The moon governs our emotions, instincts, what makes us feel safe and connected. And in Vedic astrology, it indicates the manas, the mind. You might have heard the saying, sex begins in the mind. This is why close aspects to someone's moon can spark attraction. They touch your mind, your imagination, your emotional world, and that makes the connection feel special, even if the person is not your usual type. When another person's chart strongly activates the moon in your chart, you feel like they awaken and connect to a very intimate, very private part of you, and that makes them irresistible to you, even if other parts of the relationship don't really make sense on paper. Both Vedic and Western astrology agree that the moon is one of the most important, if not the most important planets for establishing connection and compatibility in relationship. In fact, in Vedic matchmaking, the moon is the most important factor for considering long-term harmony in marriage, because two people can only really thrive together if they feel safe and understood in each other's presence. This particular technique, however, is not about establishing emotional comfort or connection. It's more about that primal magnetic pull. It can make someone feel hypnotically drawn, obsessed, devoted, even when other parts of the relationship may not make logical sense. And often it's one-sided because the universe has a sense of humor. So how do we calculate if there is magnetic attraction present between two charts? As I mentioned before, all you need are the moon signs. So in case you don't know the sign of your moon, all you need to do is head over to any free birth chart calculator, enter your date and time of birth and your place of birth, and there you have it. This is a really fun technique to check with kind of your ex's charts or any current crush and obsessions that you might have, or your current partner, of course, or if you know the birth details of any people in the past that were kind of a little bit obsessed with you, that can also be fun to check. Now, this technique in its wording can seem a little bit confusing at first. That's why I'm going to explain it both ways so that you can check if you understood it correctly. All right, let's get to the fun part. Who's magnetically attracted to whom? So if you are an Aries moon, then people who have Leo or Scorpio moon in their chart will be magnetically drawn to you. If your moon is in Taurus, people who have Cancer or Libra moons will feel pulled towards you. If instead your moon is in Gemini, then people who have Virgo moons in their natal chart will be magnetically attracted to you. For Cancer moons, Scorpio and Sagittarius moons will feel the magnetic draw towards them. If your moon is in Leo, then Libra moons are magnetically drawn to you. If your moon is in Virgo, then people who have Pisces or Gemini moons can't help themselves around you. If your moon is in Libra, then people with Capricorn or Virgo moons feel the attraction towards you. If your moon is in Scorpio, then Cancer moons are magnetically drawn to you. If your moon is in Sagittarius, then Pisces moons feel the most attraction towards you. If your moon is in Capricorn, then people with Aries or Aquarius moons are pulled towards you. If your moon is in Aquarius, then Aries moon people will be drawn to you. And finally, if you have moon in Pisces in your natal chart, then Capricorn moon people will feel the attraction. Now I'm going to convey the exact same message, but in a different way, just to make sure we avoid any type of confusion and you make sure you got the pairings correct. So if your moon is in Aries, then you're magnetically drawn to people with Capricorn or Aquarius moons. If your moon is in Taurus, you're not really magnetically drawn to anyone based on this technique. And I think this is probably because Moon has its Mula Trikona and exaltation in the sign of Taurus, which can grant Taurus Moon people a lot of pride and stability, making it hard for them to fall in love purely based on attraction. If your moon is in Gemini, you're magnetically attracted to people with moon in Virgo. If your moon is in Cancer, you're magnetically drawn to people with moon in Taurus or moon in Scorpio. If your moon is in Leo, then people who have Aries moons in their charts are the ones that will spark this magnetic attraction in you. If you have Virgo moon in your natal chart, you're magnetically drawn to people with moon in Gemini or moon in Libra. If your moon is in Libra, then you're magnetically attracted to people with moon in Taurus or moon in Leo. If your moon is in Scorpio, then you're magnetically drawn to people with moon in Aries or moon in Cancer. If your moon is in Sagittarius, then you're magnetically drawn to Cancer moon people. If your moon is in Capricorn, then you're magnetically attracted to Libra and Pisces moon people. If your moon is in Aquarius, then Capricorn moons will be your kryptonite, the ones that are very, very attractive to you. And finally, if your moon is in Pisces, then you're magnetically drawn to people with moon in Virgo or moon in Sagittarius. Now, one thing to note about this technique, some ancient astrology texts say that it's preferable when the man feels the magnetic attraction towards the woman rather than vice versa, because it's allegedly more difficult for men to form this kind of strong bond through the years and to be fully devoted to their wife. And so this kind of magnetic attraction really helps keep the man loyal and be very devoted to the wife, making her happy, treating her special, which in turn helps the woman feel, devoted to the husband and happy in the marriage as well. So both ways works very, very strongly, but it works very beautifully when the man feels that attraction, because he basically becomes the man to make her very happy and make her feel special. And then the negative side of this technique is that it creates such a strong magnetic pull sometimes that even when we see that the relationship is bad for us long term and it just doesn't work out, it's very hard to let go of the person because we feel so drawn, we feel so obsessed about them mentally that it's hard to let them go and it's hard to resist that attraction and that pull. So that can be a bit of a negative side to this kind of magnetic attraction factor there. Now let's look at some celebrity chart examples and some iconic couples to see if this technique works in practice. We're going to use real, powerful quotes from these celebrities to showcase the intensity of their connection. We begin with couple 1, Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Pamela Anderson has her moon in Aries and Tommy Lee has his moon in Scorpio. So in this case, he's feeling the strong magnetic attraction towards her. Tommy Lee recalled their first meeting on New Year's Eve in 1994, describing Pamela's captivating presence. She was wearing all white, her hair was the most perfect shade of blonde I had ever seen, her teeth practically glowed through her lips when she laughed, and she stood out so radiantly from everyone around her that it seemed like a beam of black light was shining on her from above. The introduction was immediate and intense. Lee, in Motley Crue's autobiography, described what he did next. Then I grabbed her face and just licked the side of it from chin to temple. They eventually had their first date in Cancun and Tommy was very direct with his intentions, according to Pamela. The first thing he said to me was, "I'm going to marry you." And I said, "What? No one's ever said that to me in a first sentence." She later summed up the entire experience simply. It really was love at first sight. They got married a couple of days later in Mexico. Moving on to our next couple, David and Victoria Beckham. His moon is in Capricorn and her moon is in Pisces, so the strong magnetic pull flowed from him to her. David knew Victoria was the one before they even met in person, simply by watching her in a Spice Girls music video. While watching the Say You'll Be There video, David recalled telling a teammate, "I turned around to Gary Neville, his Manchester United teammate, and said, 'That one there, that's the girl I'm going to marry.'" When asked if it was love at first sight, David responded with "absolutely," explaining his initial attraction. "Well, of course, she was a Spice Girl and sexy and beautiful and charming. Then I found out what a strong woman she is. So it's again the gift that kept on giving." David's devotion to Victoria is clear in his statements about valuing her essence regardless of her fame. "I like Victoria for herself. I'd like her if she worked in Tesco." Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder. His moon is in Capricorn and her moon is in Pisces. The magnetic attraction flowed strongest from Depp to Ryder. The sources describe the attraction between Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder as an extremely intense, all-consuming romantic devotion. Speaking about their initial connection, Depp stated, "It was absolutely like nothing before. We hung out the whole day and night, and I've been hanging with her ever since. I love her more than anything in the whole world." The depth of his feelings was staggering, revealing an overwhelming obsession. "I'd die for her. I love her so much. I don't know what I would do without her. She's going through a lot right now. I wish I could just kiss away the pain, make it go away, stop it, kill it. If she, I don't know what I would do. I love that girl. I love her. I love her almost more than I love myself." Next, we look at the very provocative romance between Angelina Jolie, with moon in Aries, and Billy Bob Thornton, with moon in Aquarius. In this pairing, the magnetic attraction flowed intensely from Jolie to Thornton. Despite the large age difference and the fact that the relationship didn't make a lot of sense on paper, Jolie defended their bond, saying, "But I don't think there is anything weird about us. I'm just a very normal woman who's crazy about her man." Angelina Jolie described the intensity of Thornton's influence on her, saying he affected her bones to the marrow. She articulated the extreme physical and emotional intensity of their time together. "It's amazing that we actually leave the room ever. But you know what? It's beautiful, and I think I'm going to perish every few minutes. Then I feel so complete and safe and warm and in love, and then I just feel like I'm on fire and I'm so excited, and I didn't know I could feel that through my entire body." She also explained their unusual burial plot purchase, showing the depth of her desire to be with him forever. "It may sound a bit weird to people, but it is very special for us. I had called his mother to find out where a lot of his family are buried, and I reserved plots there so that one day when we die, we'll be next to each other. He gave me a document witnessed by a lawyer that said he would be with me forever. It's maybe a funny way of doing it, but we signed our life away to each other." Finally, Angelina Jolie, with her moon in Aries, felt the same magnetic attraction in her long-term relationship with Brad Pitt, who has his moon in Capricorn. Now, as you probably know, they connected on the set of the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, while Brad Pitt was still married to Jennifer Aniston. There was a huge media frenzy and a lot of controversy surrounding their relationship at first, as Pitt was married to a very beloved American actress, so both Jolie and Pitt have done their best to conceal the details surrounding the initial stages of their infatuation and the start of the relationship, but the chemistry between them was pretty palpable on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. In later years, Jolie shared her admiration for Pitt, praising his balance of strength and sensitivity. "I'm very lucky with Brad. He's a real gentleman, but he's also a real man's man. He's got the wonderful balance of being an extraordinary, great, loving father and a very, very intelligent man, and physically he's a real man." She also revealed how he integrated her notorious bad girl side into their relationship. "I'm still a bad girl. I still have that side of me. It's just in its place now. It belongs to Brad or our adventures." So there you have it, a simple technique to spot magnetic attraction using astrology. Again, this is about the primal pull, being irresistibly attracted to someone in ways that defy logic. So tell me, from your personal life, now that you've understood this technique and maybe checked with your charts of your crushes or exes, or maybe checking compatibility with partners that were obsessed with you and it wasn't reciprocated from your side, and you could never really understand these kinds of inexplicable attractions that you felt or others felt towards you, did you find an explanation using this technique. As always, I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, for liking and commenting, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.